The West African Examination Council BECE Timetable for school candidates, the final timetable. And also, we'll look at regulations, scheme, and structure of examination with sample questions for the Basic Education Certificate Examination for 2024 candidates and beyond. We'll also deal with where to find sample questions from NACA and WAEC so that your candidate, or if you are a student or a parent, your ward will be fully prepared. So here is the BECE timetable. The start date is Monday, 8th July 2024. On Monday, 8th July 2024, there will be two papers, English language and RME. The English language will be, the paper 2 will be the first paper to be written, and it's 1 hour 10 minutes, starting from 9 o'clock a.m. to 10 a.m. But candidates are supposed to sit 30 minutes before time. So by 8:30, all candidates must be seated. So after they write the English language paper 2, then they come to the objectives, which will be for 50 minutes. So by 11 o'clock, they'll be done with the first paper. After which, they'll go for a break for 1 hour 30 minutes. Latest by 12:30, they should be seated for the second paper, which is RME. So that one too, they will write the paper 2 first. That is the session B. They will write that one first before they will come and write the objective, which is 45 minutes. So on Monday, 8th July 2024, for the English and RME, but latest by 2:45, all candidates should be done with the paper. But it will depend on the examination center, and if any changes are made, we'll definitely communicate with you, or WAEC will communicate with you. On Tuesday, 9th July 2024, it's science paper 2, then followed by science objectives. The science is 1 hour 25 minutes, then the objective is 45 minutes. So latest by 11:10, they'll be done with the early morning paper. And then in the afternoon, by 12:30, they should be seated for the next paper, which is computing. The computing too, they will write the session B first before the objective. So, and they will close at 3 o'clock. On Wednesday, 10th July 2024, it will be for social studies and creative arts as usual. Social studies first in the morning, then in the afternoon, creative arts. Then on Thursday, they will write mathematics. So mathematics section B first before section A. Then they will write in the afternoon Ghanaian language. Any of the Ghanaian languages that they do. Which of the Ghanaian languages, Fanti, Ga, Dangme, Twi, any of them that they do, they will write it. Then on Friday, they will write French and career technology. So French in the morning and career technology in the afternoon. So those schools that possibly don't do French, they will still have to write a paper on Thursday, which is in the afternoon. Then the next Monday, which is the last paper, will be on 15th July 2024. And on 15th July, it will be for Arabic. So Arabic is on its own, it's not added to the Ghanaian languages. So Arabic, they will write the paper 2 first, and then followed by the paper 1. It is 1 hour 45 minute paper, 1 hour in the early, and then just after that they will collect it and give them the objective, which is for 45 minutes. So by 10:45, your candidate or your ward, or you are done with BECE and await SHS. There are some few things that you should note. Both papers for each subject are to be taken at one sitting without a break. Then difference in time on question papers and timetable. Where the duration indicated on the question paper differ from that on the timetable, the one on the question paper should be followed. Then extra time for visually and hearing impaired candidates. This means that candidates with visual and hearing impairment are to be allowed an additional 50% of the time allotted to other candidates. Alright, so that is the BECE timetable that has been confirmed by WAEC. But if there is another one aside this publication, after this publication, that one supersedes this one. This is CKS News GA. Subscribe. Now, let us look at the sample questions for each of the subjects and the number of questions you are supposed to answer. This document can be obtained from the WAEC website, and also we have also shared it in most of our platforms. But if you put it in the comment section, we can also forward it to you to have a full glance of this document. And the documents give details of how the WAEC questions are going to be set, the examination rules that are supposed to be followed, which follows the same pattern as the previous examination that has been held by the council. Okay, so let's look at subject base and what is required. Here are the 10 subjects for the examination. The following subjects shall be available to candidates taking the Basic Education Certificate Examination from 2024. Number 1 is Arabic. Number 2, Career Technology. Number 3, Computing. 4, Creative Art and Design. 5, English Language. 6, French. 7, Ghanaian Language, which include Gari, Dagbani, Dangbe, Ewe, Fanti, Ga, Gonja, Kasem, Zima, Twi Equiapim, and Twi Asante. Then 8 is Mathematics. 9, Religious and Moral Education. 10, Science. And 11 is Social Studies. So it is 11 instead of 10 subjects that have been approved from 2024. That is us. So the next one, let's look at the subject and scheme of the examination for each of the papers. So the Arabic paper structure, the examination consists of 3 papers: paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3, where paper 3 is the orals. But currently the orals will not start now, so it will only be paper 1 and paper 2. The weighing scale is that paper 1, comprehension will be 20 marks, translation will be 20 marks, lessons will be 10 marks, and grammar will be 20 marks. For paper 2, composition will be 30 marks with a total of 30%, so that when they combine all, you get your 100%. So that will be the combination. You can take the document and then look at further details on that. Then on Career Technology, know that there are sample questions under this. So take the document and then you go through the sample questions with your learners. So on Career Technology, the paper will be in twofold. So paper 1 and paper 2, of which must be taken at once. The paper 1 consists of 40 multiple choice questions to be answered in 50 minutes for 40 marks. Then paper 2, this will consist of 2 parts, that is paper A and paper B, and will last for 1 hour 15 minutes. And usually the paper 2 is taken first, followed by the paper 1. That is, you write the session B first before the objective. The part A will comprise 3 questions. Candidates will be expected to answer 2 questions, of which question 1, test of practical, is compulsory for 15 marks each. Then part B will comprise 3 questions. Candidates will be expected to answer 2 questions, of which question 4, that's test of practical, is also compulsory for 15 marks. So take note of these instructions, and the table shows the scaling and the total marks that will be given. Let's check out the computing. So the structure of computing, the examination will consist of 2 papers for a total duration of 2 hours. Paper 2, which comes for first, will be essay, and paper 1, which will follow, will be objective. So the objective paper will consist of 40 compulsory objective questions and will last for 45 minutes, and this will carry 40 marks. Then the paper 2 consists of 2 sections, A and B. The A will be a compulsory question for 24 marks, and section B will have 4 questions, out of which candidates will answer any 3 for 12 marks each. The paper will last 1 hour 15 minutes and will carry 60 marks. So objective is 40 marks and essay is 60 marks, a total of 100%. There are beautiful questions on it, the compulsory, the theory, and then the practical questions on it. So kindly go through the document and answer those questions with your candidate or your students. So here is one of the questions you see on the screen. The head of your school presented a program, so kindly check this one in the document and try and answer it. Subscribe to our channel if you have not done so yet. Subscribe. For creative arts and design, the objective is 40 questions for 40 marks. Then the paper 2, the essay, is 4 questions for 60 marks, and to total 100. The structure is that paper 1 is comprised of 40 objective questions to be answered within 45 minutes for 40 marks, as I said earlier. Then paper 2, the duration for this paper is 1 hour 20 minutes, and it consists of 3 sections. That is section A, B, and C. Candidates are expected to answer 4 questions details of the sections are followed. So section A is visual arts. So this section consists of 3 questions. Question 1 will be on design and it is compulsory. Question 2 and 3 will be centered on other art strands. The candidates are expected to answer any one in addition to question 1. Then, due to the practical nature of the subject, candidates are required to come to the examination hall with at least pencils, color pencils, watercolor or crayon, then eraser and ruler. Whenever there is the need to use special tools, materials, and found objects, the schools would be given advance notification for that. Then section B, which will be music. This section will be made up of 2 questions and candidates are expected to answer only 1 question. Then section C is on dance and drama. So section C will consist of 2 questions and candidates are expected to answer only 1 of them. Note that candidates are expected to answer only 4 questions in all. Any candidate who contravenes this instruction will have only the first 4 answered that will be marked. The rest will not be marked. The English language paper structure. This shall be an objective test comprising 2 parts. That is the paper 1. The grammar usage, oral language. Grammar usage shall consist of 35 questions, while the oral language component shall have 5 questions. The 40 questions will be answered in 50 minutes for 40 marks. Then the paper 2, which is the essay part. This paper shall consist of 3 parts. Part A, which is the writing. Part B, reading, that is comprehension and summarizing. And part C will be literature. There will be 3 questions in part A and candidates will be expected to answer 1. In part B, there will be 1 passage and candidates will be required to answer all the questions on it. Part C shall comprise 10 questions and all of which must be answered. The paper will last 1 hour, 10 minutes and will carry 60 marks. So the objective grammar usage will be 35 questions. Oral language will be 5 questions for a total of 40 marks. Then the paper 2, which is the section B, will be on comprehension and summarizing, which is 1 question. Then writing will be 1, and literature will be 1, all totaling 60 marks, so that when you combine that, you get 100. If you have not subscribed to our channel, kindly do so now. The subscription button is down there. Click on it and click on the bell notification so that when we upload relevant notifications or information, you get a quick notification. Kindly subscribe now. Now let's look at, for Ghanaian language, the paper 1 will be a 50-minute compulsory objective paper of 40 questions for 40 marks. The paper will cover customs, institutions, oral and written literature, and listening and speaking. Paper 2, which is the essay part, will be 1 hour 10 minutes, and the paper will be consisting of 4 parts for 60 marks. This will consist of composition, comprehension, translation, and language and usage. So objective 40 marks, section B 60 marks, for a total of 100. All these have sample questions under it in a document, so kindly get the document and download it so that you can go through with your school or your students. And for your favorite mathematics, the structure will be that contain 40 compulsory objective questions, and this will last for 1 hour, and it will carry 40 marks. Then the paper 2 consists of 6 questions, and candidates are expected to answer 4 out of the 6 questions. The paper will last 1 hour and will carry 60 marks. So objective is 40 marks, and the section B is 60 marks, so that they get a total of 100. There are sample questions in the document, sample questions, and also NACA has sample questions. Then the learner resource pack questions, don't joke with it. Get the learner resource pack from NACA and let your student go through those questions, and definitely they will do extremely well. This is Seekers News GH. If you have not subscribed, kindly do so. Click on subscription and you are done. And let's look at the next one, which will be science and the rest. Here is one of the sample questions from the file on mathematics. Alright, so religious and moral education. The paper will be a multiple choice objective paper made up of 40 questions drawn from the entire syllabus. All the questions must be answered in 45 minutes for 40 minutes. That is the section A, or the paper 1. Then the paper 2, which is the section B, or the essay type. The paper will be made up of 2 sections, section A and B, to be answered in 1 hour. Section A will be a compulsory question, and question B will have 4 questions, from which candidates will be expected to answer 2. Candidates are expected to answer 3 questions in all, for a total of 60 marks. So objective is 40 marks and section B is 60 marks with 1 compulsory question to be answered. Subscribe if you have not done so. Then the science, the structure of the science. There will be 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2, both of which must be taken at the same time. Then paper 1, which is the objective, have 40 questions in all. It is drawn from the entire syllabus. All questions must be answered in 45 minutes. Then the paper 2, this shall be an essay paper made of 2 sections, section A and section B, to be answered in 1 hour 25 minutes. Section A will be 1 compulsory question consisting of 4 sub-questions testing in practical skills specified in agriculture, biology, chemistry, and physics aspect of the examination syllabus. This will attract 40 marks. Then section B will be will consist of 4 questions. Each question shall be a blend of agric, biology, chemistry, physics aspects of the examination syllabus. Candidates will be required to answer any 3 of the questions for 60 marks. So just as the previous mode of examination, there's going to be the objective, which is 40 marks. Then there's going to be the first question, which is going to be practical, 4 of them. So practical A, B, C, and D. So 1 from biology, 1 from chemistry, 1 from physics, and 1 from agric. Then there's section B, where you have to select a number 4 of them to answer. There are multiple questions, sample questions on it, and you need to go through them to know the kind of questions to answer. So here's one of them. Alright, then the social studies. Social studies will also consist of 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2. The paper 1 will consist of 40 objective questions of 45 minutes duration and a total score of 40 marks. Then the paper 2, this will be a 1-hour essay type paper consisting of 3 sections, 1, 2, and section 1, section 2, and section 3. 1 compulsory question will be set for section 1 and 2 questions will be set for section 2 and 3 respectively. Candidates are expected to answer 1 question in each, that is from section 2 and section 3. The sections are the section 1, the environment, section 2, law, order, and nation building. Then section 3, social and economic development. Candidates will be expected to answer 3 questions in all out of 5 questions. Answering 1 compulsory question and any other section 1 in section 1 and 1 question each from section 2 and 3. So the objective is 40 marks and the section B will be 60 marks. There, as I said earlier, there are sample questions, sample of the objective questions there. So the social studies, for example, have 40 objective sample questions. Then the paper 2, sample of it has been written. So question 1A, for example, state that Ghana has a vast stretch of fertile land. However, many of the people do not have enough food to eat. In your opinion, what 4 factors have you identified as the cause of the problem? For 12 marks. So here are other samples, like from French too, they will ask questions like this. So those who write French, you need to prepare. Kindly subscribe to us. In our next publication, we are going to look at the answers to some of these questions, especially the one released by NACA and the ones in the learner resource packs, including these ones. So subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bar so that when we publish that one, you have a clear and fast notification to it. Kindly subscribe now.